everybody, I'm Philip.
And I'm Justin.
And together, we are Pajamas. We're back to watch more House of the Dragon, Episode 3. Few disclaimers. Number 1, still hot. It is September, early September. As of this recording, we have to watch the episodes about a week later due to our schedules. So it is the next weekend from Episode 3. Blah, 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 blah. It'll always be like that. But it is ironically, out of the week, this is the hottest day of the week. So, yay. Disclaimer number 2. We apologize for any stammering, stuttering, slurring, or mouth noise. I myself have a speech impediment, acts up from time to time, and a glandular issue that acts up all the time. I do my best to remove any issues in post, but I am self-taught, and I do what I can, but sometimes they come through, and I do apologize. Disclaimer number 3, which I'm adding right now. My allergies are kicking my butt. My nose itches like crazy right now. It's taking my hands are like this, trying not to itch my nose. I say this because if you see me making weird faces or kind of going like this or something like that, I'm not trying to pick my nose or anything, but it's very, very itchy. The seasons are changing. My nose always lets me know first. I have seasonal allergies. It happens when the seasons change every year, and it sucks. So mostly for patrons who get the full reactions, I'll do my best. But if I have to cover my nose, like itch my nose, I'm sorry. It's really, really, really uncomfortable. Because unfortunately, this is the only day this week that we have to watch anything, and we want to. This is priority right now. We're way ahead on Doctor Who, and so we only have one day this week. This is it. So we have to watch it today. Although I would love to wait and do it another day if possible. It is not feasible at this juncture. So yes, when we left off, the king chose Alicent as his next bride to be. Damon was doing his nonsense teenage stuff, like, pay attention to me. But now he's aligning with Collis to try and take care of the crab feeder. So we see where that goes.
Which is a serious issue.
Yeah.
Finally, someone's doing something about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we'll see what happens in this episode. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. Oh.
Save me!
You don't care about that. Oh. Okay, it looks like he just kind of rushed in without much of a plan.
2 years old and already our boy.
2 years? Good lord.
The matter of the stepstones is regrettably urgent.
It's been 3 years. It can wait another 3 days.
Yep.
Come, eat.
Under the dragon's eye. Perhaps the princess might like to hear something else?
She would not. Play it again.
I know that feeling.
You are to stay by order of the princess.
The Queen commands you to leave the Godswood at once.
Oof.
Princess.
Should you be traveling in such condition?
Right?
Maester said that being out in nature would do me well.
I was thinking.
It's not so bad. The days are long, but Aegon came quickly and without fuss.
That was some side eye.
No one's here for me.
Looks like a Renaissance fair. Those are fun. This doesn't seem very safe. Alright.
What will happen to Lady Joanna?
She's to be sold to a pillow house in the Free Cities, if you believe the rumors.
Wow.
Though your father refuses to admit it, we've been dragged into it by your uncle and the sea snake.
And have you served the one with late Lady Red Wine, waiting cake?
Ooh. She's kind of getting out of line there, so yeah. Put her in her place.
Lord Jason Lannister.
Ooh.
Gathered that from all the lions.
But the best sport is to be found at Castle Rock, near my home. I don't have a dragon pit, of course, but I do have the means and resources to build one.
Why would you need a dragon pit?
I'd do anything for my queen. Or lady wife.
Damn.
Thank you for the wine.
A for effort. He tried. He took a shot. It's gonna take a hell of a person to woo her.
Rather thick.
Is that what I am to you?
Jason Lannister is an excellent match.
He's arrogant and self-serious.
Well, I thought you might have that in common.
Ooh.
Since you came of age,
Damn.
I've been slowly drowning.
I do not wish to get married.
Even I do not exist above tradition and duty, Rhaenyra.
Excuse me, Your Grace.
Yeah.
You must marry.
Awkward.
How lucky you are to have a say in your own life.
Many in the realm would gladly trade positions with you, Princess.
Mm-hmm.
Only because none of them has ever held my position. I may be the Princess of Dragonstone, but I'm toothless.
All that I have I owe to you. Now, I'd hardly call that toothless, Princess.
Before the dragons ruled over Westeros, White Hart was the symbol of royalty in these lands.
Also, what's going on with this poison stuff? It's been 3 years now. It's Pinky and his back.
I hope it might provide the killing stroke against your white heart. King of the King's Wood. Rhaenyra may take her place there by my side without shame and feel herself well compensated for her loss in station.
What loss of station?
If you were to name young Aegon heir, Your Grace.
I did not decide to name Rhaenyra my heir on a whim. Thank you for the gift.
Your Grace.
Stop with the wine.
He's seriously not very tactful as his later descendants will be.
Yeah.
What do you make of Lord Jason's proposal?
That man's pride has pride.
There is another choice beyond Castle Rock.
Who do you have in mind?
Prince Aegon.
The boy just turned 2, Otto. Yes, but it would cease the endless proposals for Rhaenyra's hand. Betroth them. I came here to hunt.
Oh my lord.
Not to be suffocated by all this fucking politicking.
But you're the king,
Let us
dude.
speak no more of it.
Told you, stop drinking, dude.
A truly great Targaryen king I am. Powerless over mine own daughter.
King G.R.R. ruled over half a century of peace while his children drove him to the edge of madness. It is tradition, Your Grace. It would seem to me the best match for Rhaenyra is the son of the sea snake, Sir Laenor. Some years ago, I counseled you to take it. Would do much to assuage Lord Corlys of any slights, real or imagined.
This guy's good.
We must pray, of course, that Laenor survives the fighting in the Stepstones.
Ooh. Tricky. Stop drinking. God.
I named her to protect the realm from Daemon. My obsession killed Rhaenyra's mother. What if I was wrong?
Thank you.
He may not be white, Your Grace. He's a big lad.
Would you have me raise a man to steal his own sister's birthright?
It is Aegon that's being robbed. He's the firstborn son of the king. To deny that he is heir to the throne is to assail the laws of gods and men. There are road ahead is uncertain.
How are you feeling, husband?
The gods have punished me for my indulgences.
Well, yeah, you drank like all the
At least
wine.
the wine was good.
Too good. She must needs marry a high lord who will honor her, defend her, and serve her as king consort. Her wishes in this matter are irrelevant.
I do believe that Rhaenyra will marry your grace. But she must believe it is her choice to do so.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, yeah.
This is a plea for aid. Then why not send it?
Because it is a war started by two malcontents, unhappy with decisions I made.
What do you believe, Viserys?
That I am forever doomed to anger one person in the pleasing of another.
You're the
Then I
king.
pose a simpler question. Is it better for the realm if the crab feeder thrives, or is vanquished?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you not think my decision correct?
There's no consequence to what I think, as I'm often reminded.
Daemon is thorn enough in my flesh.
You have no further use for me. You might as well peddle me for what you can. A mountain stronghold or a fleet of ships.
It is true that as rulers we must marry for advantage, to forge alliances and bolster our strength.
You married Alicent.
I've always understood this. What would you have me do?
If it was for advantage, you would have wed Lena Velaryon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
That is true enough.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
But I swear to you now, on your mother's memory, you will not be supplanted.
It's not gonna go down well.
The crab feeder and his men have no reason to leave those caves.
We must give them one.
Yeah.
An offering of flesh to bait the crab.
I bring word from His Grace Viserys Targaryen.
Damn. Ooh. Wow. Go. Stormtroopers. Where's the dragon? Yep. Okay. Why not do that a long time ago?
It's a very good question. 3 years, was it?
Yeah. Okay. At this rate, they're giving Sandman a run for its money, and how much time can we go through between episodes? Holy smokes. Does the book move this fast?
Maybe.
Like, I read that it was greenlit for a second season. You're not going to have any story left. We have 7 more episodes to go. Slow down. Jeez. Like, you episode 2 ended with that, just the tension and the anger from Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra. They keep changing the pronunciation, so don't get mad at me.
So does every other English speaker when you think about it.
Like, we had that tension. Like, you want to see where it go. What happens next? Oh, 3 years later, there's a baby. It's 2. She's pregnant again. Dun 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 dun. Like,
that was quick.
This is a big issue I had with Sandman. Was there was a lot of tell don't show. A lot of tell don't show. And I'm not saying I dislike this. If there are a lot of books to this, which I haven't looked it up because I'm trying to avoid spoilers, then fine, it's fine, okay. But Game of Thrones moved at such a deliberate pace, you know? When something that happened in episode 1, episode 2 picked up. And then episode 2 ended, and episode 3 picked up. Episode 1 ends. Leapfrog, here we go. Episode 2 ends. Long jump. It's like, dang. Slow down. There's so much story that you're rushing through that would be so interesting. Show them trying and failing at the steps. Show the dissension between Alicent and Rhaenyra. I get that it would be like kind of playing the same record over and over again because obviously she's very bitter and upset, but her reaction to finding out that Alicent's pregnant and the baby is born, it's male. It's a huge moment. Show that. Show us Daemon and Colas trying and failing. That way we get to this and it's like, okay, now they're going for all or nothing. You know, the thing you should have done 5,000 years ago. And I get why it happened. We'll get to it in the notes. I'm not saying I don't understand the motivation. But
one would think that it would have been the motivation this whole time.
Yeah. Well, no, not really. He didn't get a note from the king this whole time. I'm talking about the motivation. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, this should have been like, why not do this before? Like I said. So I get we're on the same wavelength there. But I mean, like, motivation from the note from the king, you know,
Yes.
that whole thing. But
it was a sort of last straw for him, per se.
yes, exactly. It shouldn't have been the last straw, really.
Yes, that should have happened, it would have seemed, years ago.
Yeah. If every single time you're attacking them and they're going into their caves, lure them out of their caves.
It took you 3 years of doing the exact same thing over and over again to finally realize that?
Yeah. And it took that letter from your brother to piss you off so much that you're like, screw it. So the episode was fine. I'm not trying to say I disliked it. I didn't. I'm still very much happy to be back in the Game of Thrones universe, the go-to. But man, we're jumping so fast. I'm assuming next episode, Rhaenyra's going to be 25. It's going to be a different actress. But yeah, we have this whole drama around succession.
Family strains.
And not just that, just family birthright.
Yes.
By all accounts, Aegon has birthright.
Yes. Even though, yes, the whole ritual, the whole ceremony was already done for her.
Exactly, yeah.
And in front of all of these people, how can they go back on that based on a whim? Are we to say then that succession itself is something on a whim?
No, they would allow it because it's the firstborn male heir. That would trump the previous thing because there was no male heir at the time. Like they said that there was no male heir at the time, so it had to name someone. And instead of marrying a 12-year-old, and hey, it's been 3 years. We could have been at the same point. She could have been 15 now with a baby.
That is true.
Just saying. Like,
and if it were that important to him, then he actually would have married.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
She said.
Yes. And I'm glad she said that because it was in my notes. It's like, but you didn't do that, sir. And I get he's the king, so he can do whatever he wants pretty much.
He is the font of justice, so by definition, he cannot do any wrong.
Yeah, so it's just this whole thing. If I was able to be a producer on the series, I would just be like, can we slow it down a little bit? We have so much story here.
I would have liked to have had more background about the crab feeder.
Yep.
Who was he? What is his motivation? How did he get from where he was to where he is now? Well, up until his death. It's as if he appeared, and now he's dead. End of story arc.
Yeah, that's my number one complaint actually about the episode. Like just the battle in the Stepstones alone could have been a season. You know, build him up, the crab feeder as the big bad. Show all the strife. That way, then this would be episode 10 when he finally does the thing. There's a lot of lore here. We're just zipping through, and I don't like that. I don't like it in my stories. I said unless it was written like this, like the Sandman, all the stuff that I didn't like, but it was written like that. It was designed to be like that. I didn't care for it then, but I accept it because this is how it was presented originally anyway. If the same thing applies here, fine. I still don't care for it, but the crab feeder was very interesting.
Yes.
And we just saw his face last episode. I was like, this dude looks fascinating.
Yes.
How did you get like this?
Yes. How did he become the crab feeder?
He went from Prince whatever to show that journey.
Yes.
Man, it's a drop ball, man. That's a huge drop ball. So I 100% agree. It's disappointing because it would have made them find slaying him would have meant something instead of like,
which we don't get to see.
Yeah, we don't get to see that. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm interested in what's going on. I just think the storytelling is doing a disservice to what it could be. And it's disappointing. It is. Now, if the books go more in depth, why not do that here? Maybe they didn't know if they're going to be renewed for more than one season. You know, maybe they thought it was, especially with how Game of Thrones ended and those two assholes just like scorched earthing the entire thing. Maybe they weren't sure if, you know, there was enough interest and enough fan base that hadn't been driven away by two hacks to make all of it. Now they've been renewed, or never, they've been, you know, given a second season from what I hear. So are they like, man, we should have slowed down? I don't know. Like if this is how it's told in the story, boo. I think G.R.R. Martin should have. Like we were saying, it was a fascinating character.
Indeed.
So this just feels like parts of the lore and the storytelling feel kind of empty. And Daemon's victory, while important, felt kind of hollow.
Yes.
So, and maybe we're the only ones, and if so, that's fair. I'm sure we'll get roasted in the comments.
Shall we go to the notes now?
Yeah. To everyone watching the actual video, I just kind of went on a mini rant to people. I might outtake it, or I might not bring it up at all, but yes.
That was a bit of a tangent, but then again, I probably brought it up.
You did, but it's fine. Let's go to the notes.
Philip's notes.
So we find out that the crab feeder is named Prince G.R.R. And I'm thinking to myself, can't wait to find out about him. Nope. Nope.
One would think, oh, a prince, so he's important. He actually matters.
Yeah.
But, apparently not.
Yeah. Even if his death is a domino effect, like whoever is his dad or his mom, like king and queen of whatever, wherever, never got to find out. Maybe they mentioned it in the show. I didn't catch it. It's just okay. Like, so we were fodder to get to this. Well, couldn't that have been bigger and grander? Yes, but yeah, it is what it is. So we find out that 3 years has passed. I wrote, didn't waste any time getting to this. God, fast forward, man. It's on fast forward. And I wrote my third note is so much story we're skipping over. Little did I know.
Yes.
That we had more to come. And then at the beginning, when that guy comes in to say, hey, we need help in the Stepstones, you know, and the king is like, leave me alone. This is my son's second name day. And then, et cetera, et cetera. Alicent looks to that one guy. Like, she just gives him a look like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, to me, whatever, something is going on, they're not being subtle about it.
Yes.
But then again, it's hard to get invested in it. Here's another problem I have with this time jump. It's hard to get invested in any of the political stuff because we're skipping 3 freaking years. You mean to tell me nothing's happened in 3 years? Like when the Maester and Otto gave that look to each other, that didn't go anywhere. Maybe the end game was getting Alicent to the throne. Fine, but and I said it during the episode. What's going on with the king being poisoned or whatever?
Yes.
Does he? He still has his finger apparently. What's going on with his back? Has he not pricked himself on the Iron Throne anymore?
I think that I saw one scene in which he was missing 2 of his
Oh,
fingers.
was he? Okay.
But it never went into detail of.
Oh, okay. Well, then I didn't catch that.
It was while he was in a drunken state holding a cup or something.
Okay.
And I noticed that when he was holding it, he's missing. 2
okay.
fingers.
Well, then my fault for missing that. I did catch that, so they did show it at least. So never mind about that.
but didn't actually show a scene of it happening.
Right.
It's implied, it's
Yeah.
shown at best.
Which is good, which is better than my complaint, which I didn't see anything, so.
But then again, they also showed, oh, he finally has a son. Oh, and she's pregnant again. Which we have now been informed of in only a few seconds without delving into the storyline.
Yes, exactly. And there's a lot of that. Well, pretty much at the beginning and the end. That's where it happened, as we talked about already.
When the news came to him, I thought, there is always a crisis, Your Majesty.
Yes.
The least that you can do is be given a brief.
Yeah, you're a freaking king, dude. I said it during the episode. You're the king.
Both in this
Sheesh.
world and in real life, there is always a crisis.
Yeah.
The least that he could do is at least give it some time, even if it's only a few minutes.
Yeah. I get that it was an important day.
Yes.
But, come on. And then, Rhaenyra's outside, under the tree, with a bard. And he's singing, serenading her. And then Alicent walks up. And she's like, did I say to stop? I'm like, it's not about you right now. Alicent says, you may go, Samwell. And Rhaenyra says, your princess commands you to stay. And I'm like, ooh.
Yes, but the queen outranks her, so the queen then tells him to leave, and, well, there's nothing that he can do.
Yeah.
He's going to have to leave now, whether
she
likes
that.
it or not.
She knows that. She was just trying to puff out her chest, unsuccessfully, because it's not going to work. They want her to go on the hunt with them. And she's like, no, I don't want to go. I'm perfectly fine being here. And then she says, no one's here for me. I like the double meaning of that. No one's here for me, as in everyone is gathered. All these lords and ladies have gathered for Aegon's second name day. But they're not here for her. Also, no one's there for her. Like, she's kind of alone. I like the double meaning there. In rank and in importance of the day, and emotionally in support. That used to be Alicent. She lost that. So I like that double meaning. And then we meet Lord Jason Lannister. We got the Lannisters.
That name.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
But unfortunately, he isn't very smooth and tactful as his later descendants. Instead, he is quite blunt. He is not at all suave.
No. He's very much like Daemon, where his name is all that matters. So he's probably one of those people that like his pride has pride, like they said. Like, he's very much, I'm a Lannister, and the end. Like Daemon, I'm a Targaryen, the end. And they've never had to go above and beyond their namesake. And he's probably used to getting what he wants because of his name. So to see him turn down like that was kind of amusing. And then Rhaenyra and the king have that argument in front of everyone, the you must marry argument. I'm like, dude, stop drinking the wine and time and place.
Yes, a scene in front of all these people. He's going on and on about tradition. Well, traditionally, this is a time for happiness, not of bickering.
Well, do it somewhere else.
It's not a time to make a scene in front of all of these people, and they're members of the aristocracy. You know that they're going to gossip. Even if they say that they won't, they will.
Gossiping in the freaking thing.
Yes.
Like that one lady with like the dog or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They were gossiping. She was gossiping. It's like, you need to know your place. I get that you're a lady. I get that. But you're gossiping hard, and the queen is right there. Like, know your damn place. So yeah, so to do it in front of everyone, including her, there's probably a bunch of her there in various incarnations and sexes. So time and place. She has a little tantrum and rides off. And not Jon Snow chases her. Then she said, Father tried to sell me off to Jason Lannister. She keeps referring to herself as property. And
well,
unfortunately,
it is a man's world, which is why everyone is so quick to think, oh, the next heir is him.
Yeah.
Him, not her, him.
Yeah, I mean, she's going from like, queen to be, like the queen, not by marriage, the queen.
Yes.
To, like she said, you want to like trade me off for some like castles or a fleet, or it's like she's become a commodity. in a sense, simply because of her gender, and it's a station as princess. Now, had he not named her, then it'd be less of an issue. But now there's this duality with her. She was, you promised this to me, but everyone else is like, but you're a woman. Be quiet. And then their own father's having that crisis as well.
Yes, I can see it from both sides. That, yes, he made a promise in front of everyone in the name of the gods. He cannot go against this. But that was because it was under the assumption that she would be the only child.
Yeah.
And now she isn't.
Yep.
So, it's a mess.
Yeah, it is. It's his fault. Like, so much of this is the king's fault. So, and I get where, like, I can see both sides, like he said, but he's not the best king. Like, he seems to be like a very good person. Good people usually don't make the best kings. Usually. Especially in, like, a medieval, back in the day. Like, now you can be a good king, modern times, it's fine. But back then, a lot more ruthless.
Yes,
a lot more cutthroat. Sometimes literally.
Yes, and if you want to do that with others, that was a sign that they could do that to you.
Exactly, yeah. And I like the conversation that the princess says that not Jon Snow is lucky. He was lucky he got to choose. He could have chosen who he wanted to marry. And he's like, well, there's a lot of people that would love to have your station. And she's like, well, they would love to have my station because I don't know like what it's like to be in my station. Like, so I thought the cool conversation, like the princess I thought was lucky to be a commoner, and the commoner thought was lucky to be the princess. So another cool seeing both sides of things.
Yes, a sort of Game of Thrones version of the Prince and the Pauper, but without switching.
Yeah. And then Otto comes up, and I said in the last episode, I don't trust him. And clearly he's using his daughter as an avatar to maneuver, and he's been doing it. I called it from early on. I mean, it wasn't very subtle, so I'm not like, haha, I'm so smart. But he's using his daughter to, like, she's the ship, he's guiding the ship through the waters. Yes. But he tells the king about Rhaenyra, you're not just her father, you're her king. She has to follow your command. And the king says, it is not my wish to command her. Which I thought was very telling. Because I talked before about what it must be like to not only be the king, but to be a dad.
Yes.
And so I'm glad we are at least dealing with that. I like the relationship we're dealing, and it's muddied and it's complicated. So I like that line a lot. I thought it was really cool.
Yes, I don't think that he would have liked it. At least he seems to be aware, self-aware in this sense that he wouldn't have liked it if at her age that his parents were to brood over him so much.
Yeah.
And control him, be so controlling and not let him live his life.
Yeah, but she's also a monarch and a female monarch. She's a princess.
Yes.
So it's...
Though even within those things, there should be at least some room for her to breathe, at least a little.
I don't know. Doesn't seem to be. Otto has the genius idea that Rhaenyra should marry Aegon. And the king's like, he's 2. I'm like, dude. That was his power play. I can get my grandson to marry her. Otto, he's playing the Game of Thrones, obviously. But we went from 12 to 2. When I complain about things going too fast, I don't want to go the other way.
Yes, you complain about this going too quickly? Oh, that means that we need to go even quicker. He's complaining about it not going quick enough. No. The exact opposite.
I think the one guy, I forget his name, he proposes that Rhaenyra marry Laenor, one of the sons of the sea snake, or the eldest son, I think, of the sea snake, Colus. Then he says, we must pray Laenor survives fighting in the Stepstones. I was like, that was clever. That's like, Otto, take notes. Well, you don't have to take notes now, your daughter's freaking queen. But that was clever. That was sneaky. Give him a good idea. It's smart. But this idea can never happen if he dies. Send help to ensure he lives, and then your daughter can be betrothed to him.
That is good. Very good.
Yeah, yeah. And then I like that conversation that the king had with Alicent about, what if I was wrong? He was doubting. He still has grief and regret over what he did to the former queen. All because he had a dream, he had a vision of the baby born with a crown. And I just like that, he says, what if I was wrong? And he even says, I killed my wife. Which I think she handled that pretty damn well. It's almost like she's queen, but she also knows that, like, we've seen rulers before that would kind of be like, you could see her being offended by that and getting huffy about it. She didn't. She was kind of like, okay, stop drinking the wine. But I really like the speech from him about it. And then they're hunting the white hart.
Yeah.
The white stag. And they were tracking it. And when they get there, he sees the stag isn't white. And to him, that was a sign. But then, the white stag shows itself to Rhaenyra.
Yes, so if this is indeed a portent, then this is indeed a sign the gods favor her to be queen.
Yeah, and
not him.
I'm surprised she didn't mention that. If she had mentioned that to him, he'd be like, oh my god, it's you. Okay, I'm done. don't worry about getting married.
Yes, I was expecting her as she was coming back, and someone would have asked how things were, and she would have said something on the side. Yes, and while there, I saw some sort of white stag.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I'm starting to overheat. Try not to speed read, but man, it's warm. Then we have a scene with Otto and Alicent where he's in her ear, about the heir. And she says, guide Viserys. I'm like, you sneaky little. Not so sneaky little. The king is asked, why not send aid to Daemon, to Corlys? And he says, it is a war started by two malcontents. I'm like, yeah, this is another part where I can see both sides. This is when being king is not fun. This is a tough decision. It's been 3 years now. You send aid now. You're helping people who started something without your permission.
But then a good point was brought up.
Yeah.
Is this better for the realm, or is it not?
The crab feeder being alive,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, it's like tricky.
It's something that you should have thought of in the first place back in episode 1, but I suppose better late than never. I suppose.
Yeah. Then we have another you must marry conversation, this time in more of a private setting. That's when she says, you pretty much want to sell me off like property so you can get some castles or land or ships or whatever. Forget her exact words.
And well, yes, in this world and during that time here, that's what marriage was all about. It was never about love, romance, amour. That's a very modern concept. It was, let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's all about money, power, and inheritance, people. Titles.
Speaking of, he says you must marry, shore up your own succession, multiply. Pretty much, yeah. But then he tells her to find her own match. Okay, because we find out that the king and the queen had been, you even said, I think episode 1 or 2, that were they an arranged marriage too? Turns out, yeah, since they were 7 and 10. Like, holy moly. So, yeah. But then he tells her, I swear on your mother's memory, you will not be supplanted. So he's not going to make Aegon the heir? That's not going to go over well. The king makes a lot of decisions based on the heart. And
which can be dangerous.
Yes, that's honorable. And I like him. I like him. I think he's, as far as being benevolent and all that, a good king. He's a good king. But as far as being king, he's not a good king. So,
an excellent father, but maybe not a good king. How about that?
Well, a good person, but not a good ruler.
That's it.
But he's also a good ruler. Like, other than the stepstones, seems to be pretty. I mean, people are kind of like, grumbly about succession, and which obviously they're going to be. But it's been 3 years, and your only problem is the stepstones. I think you're doing pretty good. I still think he set himself up for his own downfall. And then we go to the battle at the Stepstones. And they're bickering amongst each other. And they say, we must bait them out of the caves. I'm like, you're just now. We talked about it already, so I'm not going to go any further. The person brings the message to Daemon, which is, I'm sending help to you. Daemon hands it to the other person. It just beats the crap out of the messenger. I felt so bad for that guy. And then Daemon stomps off, gets in a boat, and starts rowing across the channel. And I wrote, sending help is a slap in the face to him. Because this was his chance to prove himself.
Mm.
Pretty much what Collis said to him. This is your chance to show everyone what you're made of. And if your brother has to send aid to you, what are you made of? You are like this close to failing. To the point, you're coming to the conclusion of the solution that you should have thought of 3 years ago. They ran into their caves back then.
Yes.
Land your dragon. Blow fire into the caves.
Yes, it reminds me of, for example, a fisherman, fishing for 3 months and hasn't caught a single thing, but then thought, hey, what if I used bait?
Speaking of, it's actually in my notes. Actually, it's a good segue. Good job. We see Daemon raise the white flag. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what?
Yes, it seems so unlike him.
Yeah, so I wrote surrenders or bait. It's Daemon. And yep, it was indeed bait. He battles against the stormtrooper archers. Because holy crap. And I did like the crab feeder's strategy. He would send his people, like, knock him out, but in like little waves, which is smart. Keep your, like, this is your fortress.
Yes.
You're not gonna send your whole entire battalion out. So I did like that. I thought it was cool, but it was also like Daemon was like the one-man army. It was like, come on, so can one arrow hit him, please? Finally, they did. 3, I think, hit him. But at the time, I was like, stop being stormtroopers. Hit him. Dragon Rider swoops in, starts lighting everybody on fire. Daemon sees the crab feeder walk back into the cave and grins to himself and starts walking after him. And I wrote, trap? No, he came out with half his body. So I wrote, don't show it. And then that's the end of that, apparently. It's word for word. That's the end of that, apparently. I was like, what we were talking about before. Okay. You left so much on the table. This guy was like, this was the villain of the season so far. I mean, Daemon's the villain of the season, obviously, but this was like,
of this particular story arc of this story arc.
Yes. Just so much lost potential. And that's all for my notes. Everything else from my pages over on Patreon. So yeah, not much more I can say the way I already said. It's very like, Now we have this idea of succession. Is Rhaenyra gonna marry? To whom? What happens now that Daemon and company won? Because he doesn't need the help now. When they arrive, is he just gonna kill them all? Like, I don't need your help. I'm a big boy. So yeah, we're gonna what happens with Daemon now and Collis, and what happens with the king and that relationship. What happens with the king and Rhaenyra? What happens with Otto and his daughter, who's the queen, and Rhaenyra, and who knows? We are now going into the 4th episode. Not now, obviously, because it's not even on yet. It's going to be on later this weekend. We have not yet had any holy crap moment.
It's not over yet.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, we made it 3 full episodes without like a moment. G.R.R. Martin, do you remember what? We just skipped 3 freaking years. Getting impatient. Prove to me that this is the Game of Thrones universe. Prove to me this is the go-to. Okay, is there anything else I'd add about this episode?
No.
Alrighty. It is so freaking warm, y'all. I know I've said it a few times, but holy smokes.
I vouch for him, it really is.
Yeah, it's very, very warm. I'm gonna wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro, so I'll simply say thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.
Goodbye.